grace that extends us. Jesus put it this way. He says, God makes his rain to fall on the just and the unjust. Now, we often think of rain as an analogy for sorrow and hardship, but in this text, rain is in the farming community a very good thing. God allows common blessings and life and air and food and water and friendship and fun and laughter and all these wonderful things we experience in life. He allows them to be experienced across the board to a bunch of people who may not deserve it. It is in the next stage when justice comes and God deals with those things. I don't know if that would really help your question, though. I just don't know if that would help this question, the neighbor's question. Your dad died of cancer. I'm sorry. The only hope I can give you for death is Jesus. I don't know how to fix your heart here. Many of you guys know this. My mother literally died of cancer. Let's see, it was a month and 12 days ago. Right, so I understand. But I see, the difference here is that I see Jesus as my hope in that circumstance. I don't see God as the victimizer, the one who caused the problems, but as the solution bringer, the one who brings the solutions. I never expected on Christianity that my mom would never die of cancer. I expected on Christianity that God had a plan and a solution and a cure for the death that we will all eventually experience. That I can offer. I don't know how to fix anything else. Let's go to the next question. Anonymous question. Any advice for lay people doing public ministry that are attacked by non-believers on the basis of credentials? Lay people doing public ministry that are attacked by non-believers on the basis of credentials. I feel I'm capable of interpretation and ministry despite never having been to seminary. Attacked by non-believers. But you say, I guess I don't know your situation well enough, so I'm going to make a few guesses. You say it's non-believers attacking you on the basis of credentials, so I'm guessing you're dealing with apologetics, right? You're witnessing to non-believers. Because you're not in a church where it's believers who are saying, hey, you can't really teach, you haven't really gone through the education that we think you should, but we're dealing with a non-believer. So it's probably evangelism but if you were doing evangelism, nobody would attack your credentials, because who's like, what kind of credentials do you have to tell me the gospel? Like, I don't see a non-believer saying that. More likely, I'm guessing you're doing apologetics. So you're like offering a philosophical argument, a scientific argument, or a science-related argument. You're offering prophetic evidence, and someone's just saying, like, well, who are you? Why would I believe what you say about history? You're not a historian. I think that in that case, you just have to stay focused on the argument. This is what's called an ad hominem attack. Look it up, ad hominem, H-O-M-I-N-E-M, hominem. An ad hominem attack is when somebody goes after the man, ad hominem, to the man, right? They attack the person, the individual, rather than their argument. Now, I get this in my series on women in ministry. I'm not a scholar, guys. I'm not pretending to be. I'm doing work that I hope is solid, but you have to judge me based on my work. If you want to judge me, Mike Winger, based on my credentials, that is my schooling and my degrees, they're going to be lacking. I did 2 years at the School of Ministry, Calvary Costa Mesa. That's not the Bible College, for those familiar with that. It's not. It's a different program. It's patterned after a seminary. We did do things like Greek, like actually Greek and stuff like that, but it was not an accredited seminary, so I don't go around telling people I have my master's or something like that, because I don't. My work has to be judged based upon the quality of the work itself. If someone says, but Mike isn't actually a legitimate scholar in that area, I can only agree with them and then say, but this is the important bit, I didn't base my arguments, say my Women in Ministry series, I didn't base it off of my credentials. So attacking my credentials changes absolutely nothing. What you have to do is look at the arguments themselves. The only people who'd be convinced by this argument against you when you lack a degree in this field is people who think, I'll just believe anyone who has a degree in that field. Or maybe they have a different rule. I'll only believe a subset of people, right? Those people have to A, have a degree in that field, and B, then I'll consider their arguments. I will literally ignore everyone who doesn't have that degree. If that's them, then guess what? Your evangelism is not for that person. You just move on. Don't defend yourself. Just say, hey, you've attacked me, but you haven't dealt with my arguments. That's the thing. You've come at me for my credentials. You have not dealt with my arguments. My the things I'm saying to you are based upon these reasons, which have nothing to do with my credentials. And some people will hear you and some people won't. There's plenty of people who, in response to my Women in Ministry series, have really highlighted, Mike doesn't have a degree in this and in that. And I'm like, and that works for some people. Guess what? I'm not for those people. I'm not going to help them. I'll move on. Help somebody else. Number 12, D.W. Conley says, can the devil interpret what a non-believer may be thinking or what's on their mind? Can he